All right, Noah. Sorry that you missed out on the first part of the lesson. The iPad quit recording. Okay, so we had talked about the important information, and we had said that them asking how many are left told us we needed to subtract, right? And then we talked about how we always have to have a larger number above the smaller number to be able to subtract it. And this is standard algorithm right here. Looking at this problem, would any of this need to be regrouped?
No. Wait.
Or are all of the larger numbers on top?
Nope.
Is 5 bigger than 4?
Yes.
So that's okay. Is 7 bigger than 3?
Yes.
Yes.
So that one's okay. Is 4 bigger than 1?
Yes.
Yeah, so that one's okay. Do we have to do any borrowing
No.
or regrouping?
No.
No, not on this one. So
Yes.
if I would need to draw a picture of this, could I? Yeah. Okay, but let's just talk about where we need to start if we're doing standard algorithm. What place do we always have to start in? It's the math law.
The one.
We always have to start in, Raylan, you were raising your hand, thank you.
The one.
In the ones place, yes. Okay, so if we look at the ones place, if we have 5 ones and we take 4 of them away, what are we left with?
One.
1, 1. Tens place, if we have 7 tens and we take 3 of those tens away, how many tens do we have left? We have 4 tens left, which is actually 40, right? Now, our hundreds place, if we have 4 hundreds and we take 1 of those hundreds away, how many hundreds do we have left?
3.
3 hundreds. So the difference, remember that's the answer when we're subtracting, the difference is 341. Let's scroll through here. You'll just look at the next page. Or do you have to turn your page? You have to turn your page, okay. So now we're thinking about that exact same problem that has to do with the beads. And we have to explain how to find how many beads Eva has left. So what they're saying, they're walking us through each step of this. You can solve subtraction problems in different ways. Breaking apart numbers. Oh, did we do that for addition too? Yeah. Is one way to make a problem easier. Suppose you had the subtraction problem. 525 minus 213. Break apart 525 in hundreds, tens, and ones. How would we do that? Write that down on your paper, your workbook, I mean. How you could break apart 525. Do that right now. I'm going to step off to the side. Thanks, Ms. Smith. Alrighty. Did you remember how to break those apart?
Yes.
525. Did I just kind of break it apart right there? Let me see what you did for that. We're in part A. Good job. Good job. Good job. We are on. Okay, 500. What did I just say?
500.
20. Ooh, what did I just say there?
20.
5.
5.
Oh, okay. This is one way to break it apart. I saw some others that did this. Remember the ones, tens, hundreds chart? So how many ones are there?
5.
How many tens?
2. 1.
There's not 20 tens, that's the value of it. How many tens are there?
2.
2. And how many hundreds are there?
5.
Okay. Are those a couple of different ways to break it apart? Did somebody have something different than one of those? I think those were the two that I saw. Okay, now look at B. Break apart 213 in hundreds, tens, and ones. I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to complete B. Got it?
Yep.
How many ones are there?
3.
How many tens are there?
1.
And how many hundreds are there?
2.
Okay, if I broke that apart then, so we just did it this way. I'm gonna use this same exact one. You just said 3, 1, 2, right? Do a different color. Might be kind of hard to see though. This would be another way in expanded form. Which way is this?
Expanded form.
Okay. So if I did it in expanded form, how many hundreds are there? 200 plus, what's our tens? 110, so the value of that is 10. How many ones?
3.
Okay, so 2 ways that you're probably most comfortable with breaking those apart. Now, we need to subtract the ones from the ones. How many ones are in 525?
3. 5.
525. How many ones? 5 ones. How many ones are in 213?
3.
3. So we're just going to, for now, subtract the ones. 5 ones. Take away those 3 ones. Write down how many ones we have left. I wrote that kind of big. Can you see that green?
Yeah.
Bless you. If you have 5 and you take 3 away, what do you have left?
2.
So we have 2 ones now. Let's look at our tens. How many tens do we have here?
1.
2. How many tens do we have here?
1.
Okay, but it's like saying 20, because that's the value of them, minus 10. What's the value in our tens now? Now now that we've subtracted them. Raylan, what's the value going to be? No. So if I'm holding up my fingers and my toes, because that's 20, because I have all of my fingers and all of my toes, and I took my toes away, and now I only have my fingers, what do we have left?
10.
So if I have 20 and I take 10 away, what do I have left?
10.
There you go. Now let's look at our hundreds. The first number has a total of 500 in it, that's the value of those. And the second one has a total of, what was it, 200. I'm pretending like each one of my fingers is worth 100. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And I'm going to take away 200. So here's 100, here's 200. How many hundreds do I have left? 3 hundreds. Okay, I'm not done though, because this is all broken apart, isn't it? I still have my ones, my tens, and my hundreds, and they're kind of all over the place. What do I need to do with them?
Bring them together.
Right, are they in the right order here though?
No.
No, what's my largest number?
300.
So now I have 300. What would I need to add to it next? My 10, right? And then what would be the last thing to add back to it?
2.
The 2 ones. What's 300 plus 10 plus 2? Could I write it this way if I needed to see it better?
Mm-hmm.
How many ones do I have?
2.
How many tens?
1.
How many hundreds?
3.
So 525 broken apart, subtracting 213 broken apart, gives us a difference of
312.
All right, we have to check our answer by estimating. And estimating means to round 525 and 213 to the nearest 10 or 100 and subtract. Which way should we round it to? The nearest 10 or the nearest 100?
The nearest 100.
I think I heard more hundreds. Okay. Think about 525 and 213, rounding to the nearest hundreds. So 500, oh, that tells me my first 100, doesn't it? So 525 is between 500 and 600. I need to clear some space for us. Oh, my hand is writing and my pen is writing at the same time. So 500 and 600. When we are rounding to the nearest 100, where do we look to tell us if we need to round it up or down?
10.
I have to look back at my tens place. So that 2 is telling me, well, let's decide what's our halfway number between 500 and 600. Jenny? 550. So this digit right here, because that's in our tens place, right? The 5 or above tells us we have to round it up to 600. If it's 4 or less, we let it rest down at 400. So our number we're looking at is 525. So the 2. Is the 2 part of 5 or above?
No.
Or is the 2 part of 4 or less?
4 or less.
So it's 4 or less, we let it rest.